begun to live. White lace and promises. Kiss my lips and we're on our way. And yet we've only just begun. Dear to us, every day. Oh, I remember that. Oh, wow, that was a very beautiful melody. I'd like to acknowledge um, Karen Carpenter this morning and the struggles that which she went through fighting bulimia, anorexia. Um, that was a very, very sad time for me because I really thought that the Carpenters had the most beautiful melodies. And I was very, very, I was adolescent at that time. And I thought that it was so sad. Because at that time we didn't know much about bulimia and things like that. And she was like the first star that I remember that actually, met her demise that way. Um, I've since have met a lot of people in recovery, or and I've gotten emails from people who have, told me that they have experienced the bulimia, the eating, and the throwing up, and the, just this, the whole process is what I'm trying to say, and to the point where their health is in jeopardy and things like that. All that is emotional damage, and it all called, those are just the symptoms, the reactions to the childhood, usually trauma, the psycho virus that is going on in our heads. That maybe we were fat shamed, maybe we were, um, I mean, more than likely, but usually it comes from having real complicated home issues. That's why I say the home, is so important. The home life that we set up for our children. It's not going to be perfect because it ain't no perfect thing, no place. But when you think about those children who are growing up in chaotic situations, or when their mothers are always calling them names and fat shaming them, ugly shaming them, or just talking about them, fighting constantly in front of them. Um, they don't have to even necessarily be alcoholics or drug addicts. They could just be emotionally immature people. They could be, they're more than likely emotional. It's not they probably could be. They're more than likely emotionally unstable. And then the blueprint that they give their children is one of chaos. And so a lot of times these children perpetuate relationships with themselves that are not very healthy. And then Karen Carpenter's, and I wasn't in their home, and so I'm not saying any of these things other than her mother was pretty um, domineering on her and very doting on Richard, which was her brother. And watching that documentary that I saw on one of these channels, it brought a lot of stuff into play about how mental illness, emotional viruses, and all these things get into us. And while they may produce such beautiful emotions or beautiful voices, there's a lot of pain usually behind the beauty that you hear. So usually when you're seeing someone, and that's one of the first things that I know that what captured most people was the beauty in her voice. It was just like spring. Can't explain it. Like birds chirping. Like spring is the best way. Her it was just light. Um, we've only just begun to live. Why lace and promises? A kiss for luck and we're on our way. I mean, she has such a rich, beautiful voice. But what I'm trying to say, and let me shorten it up because I'm getting a little emotional. Um, to those of us who are in recovery and those of you who are suffering from something like anorexia, bulimia, emotional distress, you know, emotional heaviness, issues of the heart, I encourage you to get help and get the help that you need to talk to somebody about it. You don't even have to go nowhere. You can use a hotline, okay? And because nobody should have to actually be trapped by their emotional. I mean, their emotions shouldn't be trapped in their childhood, in my opinion. And to get the best out of yourself, you have to have some type. You have to have somewhere to dump some of this stuff that have made your life kind of toxic. And I just wish that not only for Karen's sake that she would have had it, there's a lot of other people right now who are going through the same thing, and I wish that for you. Don't be afraid to get help, um, because I would hate to lose you to something so sad, and I wish to be able to have you experience the beauty of the and that the world is waiting on from your gifts and talents. So I want to make sure I said that today because it's very important. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be back a little later. If you like what you hear, please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.